And we're live, baby. What's up? My name is Jay Chains. I'm here with Keeper, my dude.
What up?
This is we're gonna knock the cobwebs off a little bit today.
Yeah, for sure, dude. It has been I had to think about this, but I believe that it's been at least 4 months since I've been live on YouTube. So I am
Well, it just so happens
excited.
that you are not just live on YouTube today, sir. We're live. Oh crap! Give me one
We're
second.
supposed to be live on X as well.
Let me see here. I accidentally
What did you do?
went live on AJ's channel.
So this is how this show works, guys. So we knock the cobwebs off by giving views to other channels. It's a gifting strategy, right? DJ and Brian in the house says, "Keeper, hey matey, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Hey Jay, with how you've got this set up, how can I tell? Are both of our chats mixed right now?
Yes.
Okay, so how do I tell? Like DJ and Brian, for example, is he in your chat or my? Like, can you tell? I guess.
Yeah, you would probably just go to like your YouTube studio and see.
Oh, I need to go over to mine. It's not going to show differently on here.
Correct.
Like
Yeah. So it shows us
okay.
collectively, just the
Okay.
chat collective
Gotcha.
here. And so real quick, I gotta say, I'm sorry to Blocky. I went live on your Twitter. I went sorry to AJ. I went live on your Twitter too. I don't know what the hell happened in the background on StreamYard, but we got it fixed. We should be good to go.
They're getting alerts on their and they're like, wait a minute. Oh no, they're like reaching out. Somebody's taking over my account. No.
It just went live. Crazy. Anyway, so yeah, welcome. This is the new time that we're gonna come live at Tuesday. We got some fun stuff in store in the weeks ahead, but this is just a chance for us to really kick things off and have a good time and get streaming again. So today we're gonna be talking about a couple things, some institutional FOMO that we're seeing. There's a Trump ETF coming out. You got to be kidding me. Yesterday, if you were listening to the show or watched the show in the afternoon, we talked about the UAE becoming the fourth largest holder of Bitcoin as far as governments go. Going full degen is Harvard University. My goodness, can you imagine that?
Dude, the liberals going full degen on Bitcoin. I mean,
hey, literally, we'll talk about this. We'll pull up the article. They have now invested. Harvard University has now invested more into Bitcoin ETFs than they do into Google, as well as Nvidia.
Oh, it's bullish. It's super bullish, dude. I'm excited. I'm excited about everything with the crypto landscape. It's a great time for us to kind of come back at it. And for those of you that kind of are just coming in, or you're over on X, wherever you're at, Jenna X is going to be with us if you haven't seen kind of some of the stuff that we've been putting out. So we are starting a show that's going to be on Tuesdays noon. Today, Jenna was not able to be here, and we didn't want to do the opening, obviously, without her because she's a big part of the show.
But Keeper said, "No, take it off, man." I said, "Hi, boss."
I said, "Take off the branding," but it's called Trust Me, Bro. And a lot of you, if you've been in the crypto space, you know exactly what we mean by that. Here's the facts, and this is what I'm really excited about. So Jay Chains and I have been talking for a long time about we need to do a show. And we had talked about it, kicked it around, boom, 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 and just it never really lined up. And one of the things that we noticed was that we've got a lot of people that do trading and do it very well, and they're good at what they do. There's a lot of people that do news and they do it well, and they're good at what they do. What I noticed and what Jay Chains noticed and agreed when we were talking about this was like, where's the edutainment, so to speak? Where's the education with value, but entertaining as well? And so we started kicking some ideas around, and guys, I'm hoping that we can be, for you, the listeners, the viewers, the Barstool Sports of crypto. And that's what you got coming. So we're going to be talking some fighting as well. We're going to be talking some sports stuff. We're going to be talking, I don't know, sex could come up. You never know. It could get wild in here. It could get crazy, but we're going to have fun, and it's going to be crypto centric at the end of the day. But we're just going to have some fun. So I'm excited.
Absolutely. And I love that you kind of hit on some of the other stuff. I mean, you obviously, you've got we got to get you in the ring, got to get you in the pit.
Yes, sir.
But I mean, I know that you were lined up to do a fight last year. Jenna, she's actually breaking news. I don't know if you guys saw this like yesterday. I think it was, or maybe Monday. But her fight against Aaron Blonde Broker has just been announced. October 1st or 2nd.
Start of October. It's a couple weeks. I mean,
yeah.
Or 4 weeks from now, something like that.
Yeah,
bro, she told me this morning what she was running, what her goal was to run for 5 miles. And I said, who the hell gave you that goal, Jenna? Because she told me that it was, she's like, Keeper, I've been trying to go 5 miles in 30 minutes. And I'm like, hold up, stop. 3-minute, or I mean, 5-minute mile for 3 miles, or I mean, 6-minute mile. I'm sorry, back up. I was in the Marine Corps, and a perfect PFT, part of what that is an 18-minute, 3-minute, or an 18-minute 3-mile run. That's 6 minutes a mile. She's talking about going full Marine Corps on 5 freaking miles. It is flying, but hold on. She's almost there. I think she's going to hit 32 minutes. That is flying, bro. So I got news. Aaron, Blonde Broker, love you. You better have your cardio game ready because Jenna is bringing heat. Whatever else is there, cardio is important, and you know that, Jay.
I will tell you unequivocally, because I know from my first fight, the fight against Billy McFarland, I didn't lose that because I got beat up. I lost that because I gassed out. You know what I mean?
Gassed.
The gas is one of the most important things, because without it, you could, like, after that first round, like, because I had him up against the wall, pop, 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 doing that.
Oh yeah.
I wasted every bit of energy that I had. I couldn't catch my breath coming back to the second round. Even with that minute break between first and second round, I couldn't breathe. I came out there just gasping for air.
Yep. It is for sure. It is a huge part of a fight. If you've ever been in a street fight, they're usually, the average street fight lasts about 18 to 30 seconds. Now you're talking about fighting somebody for multiple minutes, multiple rounds. It's no freaking joke, dude. It is absolutely exhausting for sure.
I'm excited. Hopefully, I think the goal for me, my next fight is going to be December in Miami against Harley. So that's what we've been talking about, kind of planning. We did a little face-off in Vegas during Rare Evo at the Influencer Award. So that's the plan. Are we talking
Karate Combat, or are we talking
CFN?
CFN. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know.
Yeah, right now, like, so the IFC is kind of IFC is shut down with Karate Combat. They're not doing it like that anymore. Yeah. If there's a big enough influencer fight, if there's something that they can book and add to a card, that's kind of how it's going to work moving forward. They're just going to bring all that stuff in house to the actual Karate Combat brand, which I kind of like. Like, I would even though as an influencer, like, to say like I fought for Karate Combat, I think that carries more weight than IFC. But it is what it is. Whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, either way, it's fun. It's a lot of freaking hard work, and yes, I'm going to get in there. Adam had contacted me a little while ago about it, and then I think I told you this. I was like, yeah, let me check my schedule, and then I just continued moving forward with my other stuff, with my other businesses and stuff in life. Next thing I know, I'm like, I never even talked back with Adam again. He must have already figured it out. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. We shall see. So what's going on out in crypto world, dude? I have been not even kind of gone. I'm in the background. I've been lurking. I've been doing my thing, but I have not been every single day in the trenches like I was for, years and years and years. I've kind of I took a step back, needed to do some stuff with business and family and whatnot. And I'm back. So what's been up to? What do we got going on?
Means, we could do like the fun stuff, right? We'll go through some news and numbers. We'll have some opinions on some things, like what's shaking, because look, and I feel like I've been saying this for a little while now, and I don't know what the definitions of, say, a particular like bullish divergence is, but think about like the charts, right? When you see a bullish divergence, that's usually the indicators are telling you something and the price action is giving you the opposite, right? And I feel like crypto is doing that right now, like with real life, right? If you look at the stories, the headlines, the articles, yada, every day after day, ETH inflows crushing, ETFs crushing, nation states buying. Like, bro, these news, if this was back in 2018, 2019, Bitcoin would be $1 million, right? I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
stuff would have sent things through the roof, but it's not, like, for whatever reason. So we're seeing actual price actually, and I know we're seeing some all-time highs, but it's not quite kicking off like we wanted it to. So like, from December to April, for sure, it was just down, down, down. We've kind of gone up a little bit from there, but again, we're seeing the bullish divergence play up, where like the indicators and the news are shooting straight up, but price is either stagnant, collecting, or just going down a little bit. It's wild.
Yeah, I think that what we've seen is this has been Bitcoin cycle for sure. And I have family and friends and people, that got into mining stuff with me. And I would tell a lot of people, I'm like, hey, listen, you can buy into Bitcoin. When Bitcoin was, 50, 60K, I would tell them you can buy into Bitcoin and you might get a 2, 3, 4X in the next few years, whatever the case may be. That's beautiful. That's huge. I'm not downplaying that. But my thought process, if it was always like it was before, or at least similar, was why would you do that when you could go with all of these alts? And guess what? everyone's sitting there with their you know what in their hands saying, hey, Keeper, what happened to all the freaking altcoins? And so what we have seen, Bitcoin, RIP, ETH, still, it's similar as it's been in the past, but we have not seen, nor do I really know if we're going to get it. I really don't. I question this a little bit. Are we going to get a full-on, real deal alt season as we have seen it in the past? And I question whether we will, simply because of the institutional stuff that I know we're going to talk about a little bit today. But I kind of
who might have the answer for you?
know. Who?
This guy? You're trading against, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know.
This is who you're trading against.
That's who you're trading against.
Did AI make that, or
did out of here?
Did AI make that, or did you take that picture?
You know what? You know what offends me, Keeper? You know what offends me is that you even had to ask that question.
That's what you look like, church on Sunday mornings. Listen, I'm texting Jay and Jenna on Sunday morning. Guys, listen, it's 7:30 in the morning, okay? He's old. Jay Chains calls me dad, but he's even older than I am, okay?
Are you sure about that?
I am. Yeah, right? I'm 41. How old are you?
Oh, yeah, 43. I am.
Yeah. Okay. So the old man on the show over here is upset that I'm texting at 7:30 in the morning. And I'm thinking 7:30 in the morning. I've been up for 2 freaking hours here.
Yes.
You know.
Just because I'm awake too doesn't mean I want to talk to you.
This is a good point. This is a really good point. Oh, so yeah, dude, it's good to be back. What's been going on? I guess let me see here. Hold on a second. What's been the newest narrative? Let's talk about narratives that are hot, narratives that are kind of cooling off.
I love that. Let's say, as far as things that we know are cooling off, gaming, iced out,
ice cold.
I would think I see a lot of people talking about DeepIn. Not really. DeepIn didn't come to life how people really want it to, and I know there's some people that are working on some alternatives to it. So we could put DeepIn in like the purgatory category.
Question mark.
Not quite cooled off, but it's not quite made it yet. AI, I think, is still pretty fucking hot.
Oh, dude, and I use it all the time,
every day. If you're not using AI, you're gonna get left behind. You guys, you know that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I see Blocky in the house. Really quick, Blocky, I apologize. I did live stream to your channel for a couple of minutes before I realized that's what I was doing. So my bad, dog.
Evan Aldo in the house. I just see Evan jumped in here. Evan is hold on a second. I texted Evan earlier because Evan and I went down to Colombia when I got my grill done, when I got my teeth taken care of. And I had a blast down there with him. We enjoyed ourselves down there. He is all the way around the world right now. I think he's in Bangkok right now. Right. So,
nice.
He's having a blast over there. So have fun, Evan. Be safe.
Speaking of Asia, though, that fight with Jenna and Aaron in Singapore during Token, super exciting. I know we also got some of the boys that are fighting there. My guy Ken is fighting Grimace.
Bozak?
Yeah.
What? He's fighting?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Been training. So Macaco Flow, Arturo Vergara, right? He's the champ for Karate Combat.
Yeah.
Been in Vegas training with him for the last couple of weeks.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're doing some good stuff out there.
Are you going?
Maybe.
It's so soon. I want to go. It's so I told Jenna that. I was like, hey, I really want to.
Need a corner?
Right, exactly. I need to convince Jenna that she needs an extra corner. Yeah, dude. Singapore, I think it's like a 20-something hour flight, right?
It can't be worse than Dubai was, that's for sure. Especially, and here's the deal, I would not mind doing for when you go fight, usually like the whole idea is they get you there you're there for fight week. So you come in on like Sunday or Monday and usually Friday night or whatever, and then you leave the next day on Saturday. So let me tell you, when I fought against Eric in Dubai, and then basically you're not going right to sleep because one, you got concussion protocols, you juiced up because you just fought somebody. So you're like, all right, I'm going to be up for a little while. And then I realized I think my wife and I are sitting in the hotel and it's like 2 or 3 in the morning in Dubai. And at like 5 is when we need to leave to go to the airport. It's like, well, shit, we're just playing through. And then, dude, I'm all banged up from being in the fight, right? And then I got to go from Dubai to Istanbul. And I will tell you that the Istanbul airport is really fucking cool. It's really nice. It wasn't terrible. It was a long flight, but not bad. And it was empty, so I got to lay across a whole row, so that was good. But the flight from Turkey, Istanbul to Atlanta, dog, that was one of the worst experiences of my life because I couldn't sit down because it was so uncomfortable. Like I was in so much pain. I couldn't stand up because I couldn't stand up. Like it was, I would like walk to like the back or like one of the mid galleyways and just like lay there when they weren't doing coffee service, just like on the floor. And people are like, "Bro, are you all right?" Like, yeah, I got a story for you. Yeah, and I'll tell you something.
That sounds terrible. That sounds terrible. We got Blood in the house too.
Blood in the house,
bro. I have not talked to Blood in Blood. I owe you a phone call, bro. I hope you're doing well. Love you, bro.
All the homies showing up today. Appreciate you guys.
Showing up.
That like button. Give it a little whacking.
Yeah, every Tuesday, guys. Again, today we're just knocking the cobwebs off, but next week, me, Jay Chains, Jenna, and we will be bringing guests on as well. We're going to be bringing on some people for some TA. I think CryptoFace said he'd jump on. That'd be cool. Love to have on Blood, Evan Aldo, just some of the homies that want to come in have some fun. Yeah, guys, we want to do some edutainment. There is not the entertainment sector as much in crypto, and so we want to do it. Have some fun. Who you betting on, Jenna or Aaron? We're not doing that.
We can't do this right now.
Well,
wait. Here's the deal. Okay.
Sure we can.
Let's get Aaron on the show.
Okay.
And even if it's next week for just like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever.
Okay.
Let's get her to call in. It'll be like an old school radio show. We'll get her to call in. We'll get her to video in.
Okay.
And we'll talk about this. And I will save this for next week because I'm not doing this right now.
You pussy. All right. We'll wait. All right. Got it. Oh, look. Jenna isn't. Well, hold on a second. I got issues. She can get in the chat. She can get in the chat, but Okay. All right. Well, we love you anyway, Jenna. We'll see you next week. Okay. Let's see here. Where are we at? Talk to me.
Talk to you. All right, Goose. Let's go. You want to talk some news or you want to look at charts?
No me importa. I don't care. You go with it, and I will follow. Lead, and I will follow.
For the first one, we'll just do let's talk about the UAE.
Okay.
Again, because this when we talk about institutional FOMO, we're talking about the mass adoption and how this is really starting to spread throughout the world. Because remember, and if you guys have heard me talk about this on any of the shows, like here's the idea. Bitcoin started as a movement. We all know that the cypherpunks, all of that was a movement, right? And gradually, as time goes on, and within reason, we understood that as the ecosystem matures, this might change a little bit, right? And so I would say around the time of 2019 to 2021, so somewhere around the COVID pause, we saw Bitcoin shift from a movement to an industry. It was very clear. The conferences
were way different.
Way different at that point, like way different. Like you started to just become a number versus like someone there, right? And now it's even worse. Like this year in Vegas, it was so mainstream and large scale. I mean, they took the whole conference center up. They had full ass mining, like shipping.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's huge. It's huge now. So now it went from the movement to the industry to now what I think we're seeing is this next leg up where we are now part of the global financial ecosystem, right? So now you're seeing UAE becoming the 4th largest government Bitcoin holder. Massive news.
Yeah. And is it good overall? Hold on real quick. 6, my dog, what up?
What? Let's go.
We got everybody showing up today.
Oh, the homies are in the house today. Let's go. I love you guys. Make sure you smash that.
Do the little dude, I don't know that I truly think that this is always so. I think overall macro long term it's bullish that the countries and big institutions are getting in. But let's talk real quick. Let me rewind to Sunday. Okay. I mentioned this to you earlier just quickly, but on Sunday there was a $2 billion with a B sale on a freaking exchange of Bitcoin from an old wallet. Now, if you know anything about trading, if you know anything about Bitcoin at all, Sunday is the lowest liquidity as a general rule, unless there's a holiday or whatever, is the lowest liquidity day of the week. So anyone who's newer is going to say, well, what's that matter, Keeper? Well, what it matters is that the price action is absolutely massively different, either to the upside or the downside, whether you're buying or selling when you have low liquidity, right? So the institutions aren't online on Sunday. So you're thinking, okay, well, then it wasn't an institution. Hold on a second. So $2 billion sale would normally be an OTC deal. It would be an over-the-counter deal to an institution, to somebody. Like, you don't want to affect the chart like that, right? You just don't, like, or yourself.
During a candle, it's also, they can also make it like Fagua, where they like force feed this thing through with like, in the movement of like the intraday movements of candles and stuff, there's also ways for them to like force these transactions.
Yeah. And so what happened? So an old wallet tosses $2 billion onto an exchange. You see, we call the big green candle a God candle. I would call this a Satan candle. Somebody called it the devil's dick. There's this huge red candle on Sunday. I saw it happen and I was like, what is going on? Well, then Binance, let's take it one step further. Binance piles on, intensifies it even more. What happens? Tons of freaking leverage traders get liquidated, which helps who? The exchange, Binance. Then Binance, after liquidating all these fools, comes in and what are they doing? They're buying a lot cheaper Bitcoin. They're buying a lot cheaper ETH. Tell me this shit is not crazy manipulated, bro. I love crypto, but it's so heavily manipulated. It's wild sometimes. Just know the game that you're playing, I guess, is what I'm throwing out there. So when we talk about a country buying, what's their angle? I don't know. I'm just throwing out there. Like the US, when they announced it originally, it was Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, and they made the inference, they didn't say it, but they made the inference that, well, we're going to be buying up Bitcoin. Bullshit. That's not what you're doing. You're not buying Bitcoin. You ultimately are holding all this Bitcoin that you stole from, well, I'm not gonna say stole, but that you seized from a bunch of criminals, and you're holding it, which is still bullish. But at the end of the day, I don't know, man. It feels off.
That, that's really interesting that you brought that up too, and I know we were talking about the before the show, because I saw some of the headlines about that too. But for me, the ones that I saw was that it was rotating into Ethereum, where you saw some big ass whale wallets. They were selling their Bitcoin for Ethereum, going into positions with Ethereum. Who was it? Someone took a lot of their fund and was it Peter Thiel? Co-founder of PayPal, right? Something with his fund, the founders fund, I believe they shifted a lot over into Ethereum. So like he's making a big bet on Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Like smart money is changing. I think maybe is this the rotate, right? Is this the shift where, part of the cycle we saw Bitcoin do its thing? Maybe it's got one little more push in it, and then after that, Bitcoin top cycles out, and now we filter into ETH, and then it does its thing. Maybe hits 6-8K. And then drops down, and then alts from there get a chance to run. What do you think about that?
I sure hope so. ETH is my biggest holding, and it has been tough to watch. I sold almost a whole Bitcoin last year because out of necessity, and I just tell that as it is. I needed some extra money, and it was where I was at, and I was like, daggone it. All right, cool. So I sold almost a whole Bitcoin when it was like at 60K. Then what happened? And the reason I didn't sell anything else was because the same, logic that I was using, where like, well, Bitcoin's not going to run as hard, so I'm not going to sell my ETH, obviously. And then I sit there and watch Bitcoin just rip, and everything else sits still as I sold a freaking Bitcoin, and then it doubles up, and ETH treads water barely.
I'm right there with you. I know some of my people have heard my story. I sold a full Bitcoin for, at the time, the
10K or something, 15K.
Yeah, the equivalent for a mutant ape.
And then those dumped all over the place too.
And I liquidated the mutant ape for like 2,500 while Bitcoin at $115,000 right now. What the
So you buy a terrible freaking NFT for effectively what could have been, I mean, I know ifs and ands and whatever, but effectively you sold some POS NFT for 115K. Nice.
Hey,
you are, well, there you go.
All part of it. We're still having fun. We're still here. We're in this to win this. That that didn't take me out. If that didn't take me out, ain't nothing gonna do that.
No, nothing's taking us out for sure. It is the reason why whenever I've talked to people about Bitcoin, about crypto, I'm like, the first thing I say is, listen, you are taking a risk. Whatever you put into this, be prepared to lose it. And I'm glad that I said that to my family and friends too, because, I was very confident. VeChain, we love VeChain. You love VeChain. I love VeChain. I have a lot of VeChain. I was expecting us to be at 25 cents at least right now. We're at fucking sorry. We're at 2.
Say fuck.
I don't know. Can we?
You got a conscience now?
Oh, okay. Well, we're live, so I was trying to chill out a little bit. We're what, 2.6 cents?
Yeah.
Wow. And we're all over the place. We're all over freaking TD. We're all over the MMA. Like, we're all over the UFC, all over UFC. Like, what's going on? When is this going to, is it going to happen? I don't know, dude. I don't know. So
that it is going to happen. But you know what? Something you said in there, I'm going to unpack something that you put in there because I feel this was something that we wanted to talk about anyway. And round tripping and joining a community and getting involved and watching your stack grow. And then you have this stupid fucking moral obligation to not sell your bag because you don't want to dump on your friends, when ultimately this is your money. And investing, you never marry your bags. And if you guys have heard me talk about this in the morning show, Nick, or Keeper, I'd love to talk with you about this, is the idea, and we've heard the cliche sayings, like the worst thing you can do is become a community member, right? Because ultimately then, now again, you've got this duty to like, oh, I got to hold through thick or thin, man. And like you watch your port just rip up and you're like, what am I supposed to just sit here and not take profits? Because I feel like if I do this, my buddies are going to hate me for selling.
Yep. Yeah. I have told you this before. I was in Colombia. Well, Evan, I don't know if he's still here or not, but Evan was with me in Colombia. And I don't know the exact number, but I had somewhere in the $60,000-ish range of Magaverse. It had run from nothing when I got involved, and I got involved with the team, right? With the team, and was doing marketing stuff and getting paid and doing some, got paid in some tokens and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, went from nothing to 80 million. And I remember the night that I had checked my wallet. I had somewhere around 60K worth of this at that point. It was running great. And we all have these rules, right? So this is one of the little dirty secrets of influencer world, is that they have like rules on, they kind of, it's like shame selling. It's like, if you can only sell X amount, or we're kicking you off the team and we'll never invite you to a project or pay you again.
While the team's in the fucking background.
While the team's got bundled wallets in the back, the actual team has got bundled wallets in the background that you have no access to, that you don't really know what's going on. Anyway, it's all hogwash. That being said, I swore the night that Trump's token went live, I did not know that had happened. I was out with Evan. We were doing something. I don't remember what we were doing, causing some sort of chaos, having fun. And I all of a sudden went from like $60,000 of this token to like $6,000 of this token. And I'm talking about quick. And I had no idea what happened. I thought the team was dumping on me. I start checking team wallets. I can't see anything that's happened on that side of things. And then Crusader tells me on the phone, he's like, yeah, Trump came out with a token. And I was like, what are you talking about? Trump came out. All of that just to say, I still wonder whether that was the excuse for the bundled wallets in the background to just go ahead and exit. We ran a project to 80 million. We made a ton of money. Let's go. I don't know. And you don't know. But the fact that the community makes you hold no matter what, through thick or thin, dude, it's not cool.
No, you basically, at the end of the day, and whatever, you can call it a dirty word. I'm not sure. But Jeets, they win because they're in and out, man. You can call them a burger because they are in and out. Diamond handers, you got the worst thing. But really quick, I'm glad that you did mention Trump, because that brings us to another breaking news. This happened just a little bit ago. This came out. Canary Capital just filed an S1.
Is this real?
Yeah, Canary Capital. They filed an S1 with the SEC to launch a Trump ETF, a Trump coin ETF.
Wow. Oh my God. It just seems so, he's so memeable and he's so polarizing and he's so all of these things. And we wanted all these people in crypto. And now we have Canary literally saying, that Trump coin that was all the rage and this, that, and the third. Yeah, let's go ahead and put an ETF together on it. To me, like, this is either like, who's going to buy that is my question. Who's buying a Trump coin ETF for real?
Unless, because you got to think, remember with the dinner, if you were like a top 50 holder or whatever it was, you got to invited to the thing or whatever. So now maybe there's going to be some kind of thing where the institutional guys will be like, well, whatever. Maybe there's some new ETF thing. But I mean, look at this. Let's just, for goodness sakes, Look at that. That's the all time on the Trump. How does that get an ETF? That's flatline, dude. That's called.
That's my whole point. That's my whole point. Okay, right here. DJ and Brian just said, so now meme ETFs will suck money out. This is my problem, dude.
But actually, so no, because it won't suck money out. What it does is that it gets more people involved, and I think, and I've talked about this with, and this is something AJ and I talked about many months ago, back when he was still living here, is that when you see a lot more of these obscure coins get ETFs, as stupid as it sounds and as weird as it fucking seems, is that it's actually a really good thing, because that opens the door to an actual index fund. And if you think about the stock market, that's where all the money actually is in the index.
Of course.
So if we can find ways to, okay, so we're going to have all these, there's a lot of shitcoin ETFs in the works, right? They've filled out the forms, but ultimately that opens up to the big basket of index funds, which brings in more money. But it's like the long game. It's the long con.
The long con was being the word there. Yeah, I just don't know how to feel about it. We've talked about for years and years. We're rooting for institutions to come in, and we're like cheering it on, and we want it, and we want it for this, that, and the third. And now that they're here, I'm kind of like, well, damn, they're playing games with our money on a regular basis, which I told people for a while, and I got yapped at for and say, Keeper, you're an idiot, this, that, and the third. Well, guess what? It's exactly what they're doing. They're playing institutional level games. I don't know. I don't know that I love it. I liked it when it was a little more crypto purist back in the day, but
but I mean, there was no way that it was going to stay that way forever, right?
No. I get it. I knew this is where we were headed long term, and effectively, probably the markets needed it to really get to the numbers that we always thought that we were going to go to. Mm-hmm. I think the penalty that we pay, this is a personal opinion, I think the penalty that we pay for onboarding the institutions is the games and the ability and the basically the pull that they have on the markets and what they can physically do with these markets. Now, once Bitcoin gets to $10 trillion or whatever, and it gets like gold, you know what I'm saying? When we hit that number, it's going to be really freaking hard to truly manipulate on a large level.
$2.18 trillion is Bitcoin right now.
Which is massive, dude. It is a massive amount of money. A massive amount of money. I'm just saying that they still, even with a $2.something trillion, they can still move the needle largely on exchanges with $2 billion. And, there's some big whales out there that have billions and billions, as Trump would, billions of dollars.
Man, do you remember? You speak about that now. Think about watching the industry grow. Go back a couple years, and I'm fairly confident that there was a live stream where like Crypto Face was like, watch this, and like he did something, and like you watch, like he made a candle move on Bitcoin like crazy. Do you remember that shit?
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah. So again,
back then it didn't take much to move the market. Now, obviously, they've got the billions or whatever it takes to do that. But
yeah, for sure. And again, blessing and a curse. There's going to be good. There's going to be bad. There's going to be everything in between. French Toaster in the house. Good to see you, bro. I'm glad to be back. It feels good, dude. We're
gonna call him Freedom Toaster though.
Freedom Toaster.
Yeah, I like to say in my house, we don't French kiss, we freedom kiss. We eat freedom fries, and sometimes, if we're feeling like it, we're gonna have freedom toast.
Well, with all that freedom going on, I think you should wear your the outfit that you showed me the other day. Where is that thing? You have it nearby.
Yeah. I'm now keeping it in my office closet, so it's always with.
So you know where it's at all times, because it's important. This is an important outfit, guys. So
I couldn't find it. Oh, we're a little blurry. Let's see if we can get the.
Pay attention closely, people. This is really important. Man. You need one of these in your life. Oh my God. They look really authentic too. They do look like the Dong Sarong, for those of you wondering.
It says right there, you got a jean label. It is the Dong Sarong.
The Dong Sarong.
It's called the Chattahoochee Daddy. They do have other models on their website.
Where did you wear that?
Oh, my camera's offended. My camera wants to just be blurred.
Yeah, your camera's like, hell no, we don't put them on. The camera's saying,
Oh man, that's
Where did you wear the dong sarong?
So I got it as a joke, and then originally it was going to be to go out like on a boat, right, with just very limited people, like my wife. But then I got the idea, and my community encouraged me to wear that for the weigh-in, the ceremonial weigh-in in Dubai for my fight against Eric. So I did.
Oh, you actually wore that? I didn't see that. I didn't.
Oh yeah,
that.
dude. So I had a red, white, and blue cutoff. I had a MAGA hat that I threw out into the crowd, and then I popped up there with my Chattahoochee.
I did not realize that's what you had on. That's great. DGen Brian said, "Can we get Jenna X to wear them?" Guys, stick around. Every Tuesday at noon, we're all going to be here, and there might be some scantily clad people on the show. You know,
he's talking about, and just really quick, he's talking about himself. He texted before. He's like, "I don't think I'm going to wear a shirt on the show," and I was like, "What?" So at least we got him in.
Jenna was in support of no shirt. I'm just saying. But, you know, whatever. Well, it's fine. You guys will just keep me all pent up, and I'll just leave it alone. I'll just keep my 41-year-old body to myself. It's fine.
Please do.
Please do. Do us all a favor. I see all the white hairs popping out of your shirt there. Do us all a favor and don't do it.
Yeah, at least wax the chest.
Dude, hold on. Pause. We're having fun, and it's edutainment. So on an entertainment perspective, have you ever shaved or waxed your chest? Or any other part of your body?
Yeah, absolutely.
It sucks, bro.
Why?
Because when you lay down, so I used to do it too, especially when I did a show back in the day. I did a men's physique show back in 2015.
It's called Grinder Live.
Okay? Grinder Live, yes. I got paid well for it. Thank you. I had lots of men following me around, and it makes your chest. When there's any dude, and my hair grows like crazy, it makes your chest feel like freaking sandpaper, bro. Am I wrong? It's true. Your chest feels like sandpaper instead of having nice smooth hair. What'd you say?
That's why you shouldn't. Okay, so don't go all the way. You gotta leave it like just a little.
Oh, no. Yeah. Use like guard on clippers. Yeah. So like this isn't full. Trust me, dude. If I was full on, I'd be like all over the place. But what I'm saying is, if you actually shave it, or if you actually wax, the moment that look, French Toaster said, "Keeper's right." Six said, "Is this the top signal?" We got two men on live talking about shaving their chest hair. But I'm telling you, bro, it's like sandpaper. So.
Yeah, that's why you use the guard. So you don't have. It's like when you same thing with a beard, right? Like if you're.
That's not shaving or waxing, though. That's what I'm saying. I was talking about actually shaving, like real deal, like putting on freaking like a Mach 3 shaving. Nah, it's not it.
I like what DGen Brian says. Toaster burns his chest hair. I mean, that'd be great. Just stand in front of a flamethrower and just melt it off.
I was over at someone's house. 18 months ago or so, and was getting ready to put some. I was like, "Hey, can I use some hair product?" And I'm not going to get into the details, but I was like, "Can I use some hair product?" I get something handed to me. And I no shit put the hair product into my hand. I look down at it and I pause.
Was it something about Mary?
Dude, it was freaking nair. She accidentally handed me like yeah. I almost nared the top of my freaking head. Yeah. Jenna wants me to get waxed live. Probably gonna get waxed for having this conversation.
You're like, what was it? That was the movie with Steve Carell, right? Where he gets they wax his chest and he's like, "Ah!" I just know that's a clip from something. Oh my god.
This is okay. So, anyways, yeah. Hair, a little bit of hair, way better than having just sandpaper on your chest. All right, back to crypto. I think we're going back to crypto.
What else? You want to pull some charts? Should we look at some charts?
Yeah, we can look at charts. What do you want to look at? Bitcoin, ETH, both?
Yeah, let's start with Bitcoin.
Okay, let's look at Bitcoin. Now, guys, it's been a while. I have not been paying much attention to the charts specifically, but I did pull a volume profile here for the week. Now, Monday, for the last like 3 weeks, Monday through Monday, the start of the month. I pulled it for the freaking month. I said the week. I meant to say the month. I pulled it through the month. And we are still down below the volume area low, trying to creep back up. That key level there is 112.2. We right now are at 109.8. My question to you, Jay, is do you see us, because we're, when we're looking at Market Cipher, we've got money flow coming out. We had a red dot a couple days ago. We saw a nice big fat freaking candle to the downside. Oh, what do you know? That was like Sunday, Monday. Exactly what I was talking about. Woo! On the daily, just got absolutely wrecked. Do you see this coming back up in where we want it? Nice up in this range, or are we gonna continue to go further down?
I personally feel like, now I think historically speaking, September is not the best month in crypto, and it plays along with a lot of things that I've been saying, and a lot of other people are saying, is that Q4 is really where we're going to see a lot of good activities. Where we're going to start to ramp up. I think right now the trend is still showing down. Where the trend is your friend, you're in a downtrend until you're not, and so until we break structure and start to head back up, I fully expect that we're going to go down. I've got some other indicators that I use, like the leapfrog indicator from Flopping Groper.
I have not seen that. Show me that.
What's that?
Can you show it to me? Do you have it pulled up? You can show me
Yeah.
you like the indicator? I don't know. Show it to me.
Okay, here you go. All right, so here's the VWAP indicator. It is called Leapfrog, and you can see there are a lot of different tabs where, let's see, let's zoom in a little bit.
What is the idea behind the Leapfrog indicator? I guess what I'm asking
is that so that you've got all these different VWAPs set on, and you can set customs to specific events. You can tie them to an event like, say, the Trump inauguration, or whatever, any kind of key drivers, and you can set a custom things. But I use mostly like the previous daily and the daily, right? Because I mean, if you can look at on the East Coast, so at 7 p.m. is when we get the new daily UTC, right? Like that's how the whole thing works. Yeah. And so this thing's always resetting. And so you'll see that, this thing bounces between the daily and the previous daily. And you can see it happening right here. So it's a good indicator to use on like maybe not a swing trade, but on some scalps or whatever, where you've got, all right, maybe we're sitting way below even both of these. Like, when it was down here this morning, this would have been at 108, 670, 627. That'd have been a great time to put in a long, knowing that we're probably going to come back up to the daily. Right, probably going to do that. And then even as far as saying, okay, we're probably going to come back up and touch the previous daily, because that's what happens. So you can see up here, it did. And this is almost every single day, you're kind of seeing that same action bounce between the previous daily and the daily VWAPs. But then there's other ones. You got the weekly, the previous weekly, the monthly, the previous monthly, and you got all the different quarterlies and the yearly, right? Yeah. So if you look, Q2 VWAP, I wouldn't expect to come back down and touch the Q2 VWAP, because it's irrelevant at this point. You would say maybe a previous quarter, but whatever the year to date. However, that's what scares me at 99, just under $100,000. Is that we're getting close to the end of the year, probably going to want to touch that at some point. Right. That could be the big shakeout before the breakout. That's what we could go do throughout the month of September, is journey down there to about 100,000, 99,000, some change, and then boom, kick it back up. Because you got to think, dude, we just hit all-time high. Yeah. Right. We just did that with Ethereum. At some point, we have to consolidate. At some point, we have to do that. That's healthy for a market.
Yeah. But I mean, ETH just barely touched its all-time high and then retraced back a little bit. My concern, or I shouldn't even say my concern, the difference being between ETH and Bitcoin. Bitcoin went, all-time high prior was 69K. What's the high right now? 124 and some change, something like that. Right. ETH was 4,800 and we hit 4,900. I mean, we just barely, jumped up and touched it. And actually, let me flip over to ETH. Here's ETH. I know I got a lot of lines on this chart, guys, so forgive me for that. Here's ETH, but we got a lot of key levels here. Let me zoom in just a little bit further. We got a lot of key levels here, but what we can see on ETH is that, so what day was this? This was on Friday, the 22nd. And Jay, do you know? So on Friday, this candle right here took us from 42, basically 4,200, and at the top of the wick, we were at 4,900, 4,950-ish, something like that. What happened that day What happened on Friday that took that candle there? Do you know?
I mean, I feel like that's when we started to see some of the big whales rotate into Ethereum. Was at the tail end of last week. Is that there's something else that I may be missing?
No, you're not. No, you're not missing anything. My point is that there wasn't. There was, dude. Look at the size of that freaking candle. Yet
Right.
there's this mysterious price action all at the same time. Why? This is another example. What I'm getting at is this is another example of the institution saying, "Okay, it's go time." And just like with the stock market, where people knew, and know and get phone calls and all of the things that the dinner parties I used to like to call them. I think that's exactly what has been happening. Yeah, that we're seeing it more and more in the crypto market in a big way on large caps, on ETH, on
So
Bitcoin. I
with
think
that
we'll see it
being
on
said, and
Solana.
knowing again, like talking about institutional FOMO, this is the key drivers all over the world. Do you have, because about 330 is the number that I've been saying for what I believe is going to be the peak Bitcoin price if everything goes well.
You're asking me what I think the peak Bitcoin price will be, or no?
Yeah. Yeah, what do you think? Because again, I was originally, and I've been going with like 330 for quite some time. But if we are starting to stall out, if it sounds like the shift is happening where Ethereum's might start getting some attention, I might have to scale that back. We may have one good push in us, maybe 150, 175, but that's probably going to be
Yeah,
it.
you're
Right?
gonna hate my answer. I've said for the longest time 120 to 160. Like I don't see this time
Yeah.
because here's the issue. We look around the country. This is how I see it. Been looking, so a lot of I own a construction company and looking to flip some houses and like looking at the markets and what's happening, because you have to look. If you're in the investment world, you need to look around what is happening macro, what's happening politically, what's happening economically. Like you need to know, you need to have a basic fundamental understanding of what's happening around you. And so the housing market, which controls a lot of what happens just all across the board, it's funky right now. It is a buyer's market right now. There is a hell of a lot more sellers in most areas than there are buyers, which seems like a great idea on the front end until you are the one that's trying to make money on, basically like as an example, flipping homes. You
Right.
still got to sell the same house that you just bought. So the price, you've got to buy this exactly right. And so what I'm getting at is I see with Bitcoin, with Ethereum, with these large cap, people are taking money from other places and putting it in, but there's so much uncertainty right now. There's a lot of hate against Donald Trump. There's a lot of just question marks and a lot of BS that gets pushed out there on both sides. I'm not getting political right now. I'm just saying on both sides of it, there's BS that gets pushed out all the time. But what does it create? It creates uncertainty. When there's uncertainty in the market and the real estate markets are a big fat question mark, people kind of get, here's what we need. What we need is, drum roll, please. We need interest rates to drop. We need quantitative easing. Quantitative easing for the win. Woo! I know. It's mind-blowing. It is. I know that I'm dropping knowledge right now that nobody could have probably been prepared for. Yeah, dude, until we get that, we're not going. Now, you can't be unhappy with an almost $5,000 ETH and a $125,000 almost
Why is it so
Bitcoin.
boring? Why is it so boring?
But nothing else is happening. So what I'm saying is, for other stuff to happen, we've got to see it. We have to see rates cut, and for rates to be cut, we have to see some changes happening. And I don't know that it's totally good for. It's good for the economy overall. When rates are getting cut, you know what I'm saying? I don't know that it's totally a good thing for the economy overall, is what I'm kind of getting at there. So I don't see us going past 160. That's just me. That's the bear.
I'm going to be pulling up. So we got our next FOMC meeting, 22 days, 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 5 seconds.
Okay. Thank you.
Let's see. Let's share this tab so y'all can see this with me. Okay. 87.3% chance of a drop in rates. Little rate cut. 25 basis points.
And it would be huge, pulling us into the Christmas season, our little Christmas rally. And
we're supposed to have 3 total this year. This would be 1.
Dude,
I mean,
there's
2 rate cuts. That's not. They won't do that, will they?
I don't think so. That would be wild.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, we're gearing up for this, and if it's going to be explosive, if they are just going to start cutting rates, I mean, that's good for us, right?
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, of course it is. But I'm just saying I don't.
Money. That if they're cutting rates, that means people have more money. They can get money cheaper, and now we can start to say, okay, well, put that into fucking crypto and let's let that thing run for a couple months, and then I think Q4 is going to be explosive.
I agree. I think it's going to be explosive on the tail end. I think it's going to be explosive on the other side too. And again, we get back to the same thing where the institutions, when you're playing with hundreds of millions of dollars, when they're taking profits on an 8% move, right? It's a lot of freaking money. Whereas the average Joe that might be making, I won't even say the average Joe, somebody that's just like doing like some good stuff, puts 10 grand here, 10 grand there. And I'm not just throwing around I'm just using that as an example. Like it's a good amount of money, but it's not crazy. You get 8% on 10 grand, you know what I mean? And you've got $800. Like it's just not, okay. It doesn't do anything, but 8% on $100 million, right, is $8 million. That's a lot of freaking money. That's all. And so I can see them on the tail end after having some big moves. Everybody bending over without lube. You know what I mean? You just kind of better be ready. So
fuck her up, Buttercup.
That's
what Crypto Princess in the chat. What's up, fam? Hope y'all are doing well. It's been a little while since we did a little. Y'all better be smashing. I don't care what you smash. You can. That's your own prerogative.
Keep that to yourself.
Smash. Just as long as you smash, I like.
I thought you were telling it said it was going to be a while since you and Crypto Princess had done a little, and I was like, wait a minute, where is this is headed in a weird direction quickly. I don't think this is probably appropriate for a live, but that's just me.
I was just saying y'all need to be smashing the like button.
Okay, sorry, my perverted brain sometimes gets a little wonky. All right, so ETH broke 4,800. We've got a Trump ETF happening, right? Theoretically, we're kind of in a safe-ish zone at 109. We got UAE. Are they mining Bitcoin as well? Like
that's where they got a lot of their Bitcoin, or if not all of it, because they've been mining it. What is it? Through what program? It's through Citadel Mining.
Oh, so, Citadel. Yeah.
So 6,300 Bitcoin through Citadel Mining is part of their digital economy strategy.
Okay.
Valued about 740. Now, I mean, let's see. We could probably go to CoinMarketCap and see what 6,300 Bitcoin is actually worth right now.
6,300 Bitcoin is going to be worth 600 and well, I guess we're at 109, so I don't know, $700 million.
69 million. Wait,
no,
691.
There you go. And I said about
709 together, and
right. You liked it. You're like, I like this. I love those two numbers. You're like, oh, I got sidetracked. Sorry, I got excited.
Blew a head gasket. Whoa!
Got a little overly excited there. Yeah, dude, it's a lot of freaking money. Is what it is. And
then I had one other just little headline that we could talk about. As I know we're getting close to time. Not that there is time. There's no.
We own. That's right. Man. It's just an idea.
Yeah, man. Like totally,
bro. Time is just like this idea where, like, it's something that people made up. You know what I mean? Here, let me pass that over to you.
It's just so omnipresent. You know that. I don't even know what that means, to be clear with you.
But it sounded good with a joint in your hand.
Omnipresent. You know what? We're gonna do a little. This is edutainment. So here's a little edu. Let's see.
6. If ETH hits 20K, bro, we are party next time I see you, bro. If ETH is at 20K, the next time I see you, 6. You guys are always taking care of a whole lot of things when we go out, and it's very much appreciated. And you guys are always good to everybody. ETH at 20K, party's on me, bro. Just saying. Party's on this guy.
That guy. This guy.
This guy's going to the club with us. For sure.
He's going to outtrade every single one of you. Okay, so omnipresent. Really quick, this is your education lesson for today. Omnipresent, widely or constantly encountered, common, or widespread.
I mean, it kind of worked with the way that you used it.
Disasters.
Okay. It kind of worked with the way that you used it. Kind of, I guess.
ETH, man. ETH is just constantly encountered with all-time highs, bro. ETH is omnipresent. All right. Harvard. That's what we wanted to talk about. Harvard. I'm talking about institutions. This is a educational institution of the Ivy League kind. They bought $116 million from BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust in Q2. This now gives them a higher stake in Bitcoin than in Google or Nvidia. How about that? And these are your, you think about quintessential libtards.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering. I don't know. I don't know which way this is, if it's good, bad, or indifferent, but people can keep buying Bitcoin. We're obviously bullish on that. What's Harvard going to do with, I mean, they're buying it in the form of an ETF, right? They have to.
Right. Yeah. So it's just part of their investment.
It's just part of their investment portfolio. Okay.
Oh, shout out to Meninja Fourth, gifted a membership to the channel. Thank you. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Hey, good point. Let me pause real quick. If you're not subscribed to, because we're streaming on both of our channels, if you're not subscribed to both of our channels, you suck, and you should fix that. It takes 2 seconds, right? So I'm probably going to be changing. I think YouTube's been throttling for a while. I haven't been live for a while, but been throttling the idea of the word wars, trading wars.
I was just gonna say, I see you only have one back there.
I only have one, dude.
You only have one back there. Look, I got
two. He's got
shout out to the Web3 breakfast crowd, crew, community, 2-time back-to-backers.
He is the champion.
Like participation trophies.
There we go. That's all right. I like the participation trophies, and they're freaking cool.
These are the best. These are the best you could ever imagine. They got my team on it, which is cool. Thank you, Adam.
They're super sweet. We love you, Adam, for sure. So subscribe. Make sure you're subbed to myself and to Jay Chains. And next week it'll be Jenna. And yeah, we're getting close to the 1 hour mark here. I want to remind everybody, Trust Me Bro starts next Tuesday at noon Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have a freaking blast. Jay and I have been friends for a long time. I feel like we just always vibe well. Same thing with Jenna. And so like the three of us, I feel like are just going to have a lot of fun, different takes. We've got different communities that, I'm huge on ETH. I'm big on TON. I'm big on Caspa. You got J Chains is stuck up VeChain, which I love VeChain as well. But
VeChain for life, brother.
You love VeChain, but you also love I can never remember the name of the freaking RWAs, bro.
You think what, Ondo? You don't know about
Ondo? You don't know about Ondo, bro. Your backs aren't stacked with Ondo. He's the Ondo king, and Mondo, Ondo, and then you got Jenna with obviously the XRP army. I'm the XRP realist. Before Crusader and I, parted ways, he was the XRP hater. I've always been the XRP realist.
Okay.
And Jenna is going to be the XRP bull, So I don't know. I'm excited to mesh all the community.
The realist, because if you're the realist, I got a $1,000 bet with AJ that XRP is going to be $10 by Christmas.
You do?
Yeah. I think it's going to be $10 for sure.
Really? Oh boy. I got to think about this one. Last 2 bets I made live on stream, I lost. I lost a Bitcoin, or not a Bitcoin. I lost an ETH to, who did I lose that to? Was it Crypto Billy? No. Crypto Billy, kind of made the bet feel a little less worse. He basically, who was it with? Who did I bet an ETH that Bitcoin would not get to 50K before the halving? I don't know. It ended up being ridiculous, and I got hammered on the bet. But anyways, yeah, $10.
Let's talk about this.
Let's talk about that next week.
We're going to add this to the conversation next week when Jenna's here, because I need her. You scared me away. I don't even want your answer anymore, Jenna. Let's talk about this next week, you and I.
Yeah, we need to get Jenna in on this conversation. I have thoughts. I won't even give them right now. I won't. Jay James, what are you doing in between now and next week that the people need to know about? What do we have going on? Is there anything that the people need to know that's going on?
Well, so I have completely shifted my schedule around. Instead of going live every morning at 10 a.m., we're doing some things differently, right? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So now, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 3 p.m., I go live. The community's loving it. I'm loving it. A little bit better energy. Tuesdays at noon with you and Jenna. And then Thursdays, we're sticking with 10 a.m. That's the VeChain Power Hour with the Web3 Breakfast Club. So you can tap in either to my X or my YouTube channel and find me throughout the week. And plenty of videos and posts and all sorts of fun stuff right there. What about you, man? What you got going on? You going to start doing daily stuff?
I don't know. I haven't made the decision yet. I've been working really. My ADD kicks in really hard sometimes when I'm like too spread out. So I've been really focusing on kind of one thing at a time. But I am getting back into the groove. I started my TikTok up again after having that freaking scammer take my account away and all the other crap that we've talked about. Whatever. I'm enjoying doing this today. I'm looking forward to next week, and I'm going to kind of feel it out from there. If the community says, "Hey, we want to do some stuff," I am changing. I think I'm getting away from the wording, the verbiage, trading wars. I've got my ats on X and on YouTube now as at it's Crypto Keeper, just ITS Crypto Keeper, just a simple, hey, it's who I am, and yeah, just trying to get away from that a little bit. Well, I guess we'll kind of feel out how things go, but I'm excited to be back, and kids are back in school, and got a 4-year-old running around, always doing all sorts of fun stuff with her, and so we'll see, we'll feel it out. But
girl dads, let's go.
Yeah,
and in the spare time that we have in between doing all these fun shows and activities and crypto charts and everything, it's about as much time as you can spend with the family, and having a little girl is super cool. I will say,
how old is your daughter now?
Huh?
Your daughter is younger than mine, but not a ton.
Just a little bit. She'll be 4 in October. Yeah,
she'll be 4 in October. Okay, my daughter turned 4 in May.
Nice,
dude. I laid with her. She real quick. She woke me up. I did a little TikTok on this, but she woke me up at 5 in the. Well, actually, I think I might have been just awake, but 5 a.m. I've got a camera in her room, and daddy. So I go in there, and she says she's having a bad dream or whatever, and can I get up? And I'm like, no, baby, it's too early. Do you want me to lay with you, or what do you need? Yeah. So 5 minutes go by, and I don't know if I fell asleep again and I started snoring or something, because I definitely have sleep apnea for sure. But the next thing I know, she's like rubbing on my chest, which, by the way, is not sandpaper like we talked about earlier. Yeah. She's rubbing on my chest, and she goes, Daddy, I love you. I'm all better now. And then she said, then she like dismisses me. She's like, you can go. You can leave.
Oh, dude, there is nothing worse than, I know it's out of love. I get that from my daughter too. We get that. She's like, Daddy, you can go now. It's like, what? I don't.
Yeah. But it was so sweet. And I was just telling people that if you get irritated by your kid calling you and wanting you and needing you at 5 in the morning or whatever, you're doing it wrong, because I promise you, I'm going to look back and wish that this was happening years from now, or that I could play it over again or whatever. You know what I mean?
Love that. All right. So, anyway. Hey, big show today. This is for the first one, man. I'm showing about 400 on 400 that tuned in on X, and about 100 and something over on YouTube collectively. So
sweet.
500 people that tuned in today. So thank you all. Make sure, if you are still watching, hit that like button on your way out of here. If you're watching on X, hit the heart, repost the video, tag some friends. We'll be back in this exact format next week on Tuesday at noon. But you can catch, I'll be live every day, and I'm sure Keeper will be going live pretty soon here.
Yeah, but we will have Jenna on next week, and it will be officially Trust Me Bro next week. So
I'm gonna just flash.
You can go ahead. You can flash just a little boop 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 boop. All right. I love you guys. I hope everybody has a wonderful day.
Thank you so much.
Yep. We'll see you soon.
Peace.
Out.